There's a hidden flaw in your mind that no one talks about, and it's silently sabotaging your potential. It's not your fault. You've been taught to believe it's real, that it's just how your brain works. But what if I told you it's a lie, a trap designed to keep you small, stuck, and forever chasing a version of yourself that never arrives? You feel it, don't you? That invisible wall. No matter how hard you push, how many goals you set, how many hours you grind, it's always there, holding you back. You're not alone. Millions feel it too. But here's the secret they don't want you to know. That wall isn't real. It's a ghost, a trick your mind plays to keep you safe, average, and obedient. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're stuck, no matter how hard you push, like there's an invisible wall holding you back? Maybe you've blamed yourself, thinking you're not smart enough, not disciplined enough, not enough. But here's the truth. You've been fed lies about how your mind works, and it's keeping you average. Your brain isn't tired when you think it is. Your focus isn't broken, your potential isn't capped. You've just been playing by rules that were never meant to let you win. But what if you could shatter those lies and unlock a mind so powerful it leaves everyone else in the dust? A mind that doesn't just survive the noise, it thrives in it. A mind that doesn't wait for permission, it takes control. Let's find out how. If you're ready to rewrite the rules of your mind, smash that like button right now. Let's expose the first lie they told you about your brain, and why it's time to burn it to the ground. You've been lied to about your mind's limits. They told you that when you feel tired, when your focus slips, when your brain begs for a break, it's because you've hit a wall, that your mind needs rest. The moment it feels heavy, this belief is so ingrained, you've never questioned it. You feel exhausted, so you stop. You lose focus, so you scroll. You think, I'm burned out, and call it a day. But what if I told you this is all a myth? A psychological trick your brain plays to keep you comfortable, not capable. Mental fatigue isn't a hard limit, it's a perception, a ghost you've been trained to obey. And every time you bow to it, you're handing your power away. Let's dismantle this lie with cold, hard truth. Science exposes the scam of mental fatigue. Studies, like those from the University of Birmingham, show that when people report feeling mentally exhausted, their brains still have vast reserves of focus, memory, and processing power. The exhaustion you feel isn't a drained battery, it's an emotion, a signal from an ancient part of your brain designed for survival, not success. Back when humans faced predators and starvation, conserving energy was life or death. Your brain learned to scream, stop the moment effort felt risky. But you're not dodging saber-toothed cats anymore. You're fighting for mastery, influence, and a life that matters. That outdated wiring isn't protecting you, it's chaining you to mediocrity. Think about it. Have you ever been too tired to work, but when something exciting, like a new project, a deadline, or even a fun game, popped up, your brain snapped to life? You didn't magically recharge. Your mind was never empty. It just decided the new stimulus was worth the energy. Fatigue isn't a wall, it's a negotiation, and most people lose that negotiation every single day. They accept the "I'm tired" excuse as truth, and it costs them everything. Every time you quit early, you're not just missing an hour of work, you're missing the chance to become someone sharper, stronger, someone who operates on a level others can't touch. This belief has a body count. It kills dreams, stalls careers, and keeps brilliant minds trapped in average lives. When you buy the fatigue myth, you settle for less. You tell yourself, I'll do better tomorrow, but tomorrow brings the same excuses. You stay in a cycle of starting, stopping, and wondering why you're not further along. The cost isn't just time, it's potential. Every moment you obey that false signal, you're stepping further from the person you could be. You're not depleted, you're distracted by a lie. Do you know someone who's given up too soon because they thought they hit their limit? Maybe it's a friend who quit their passion project, a colleague who settled for a safe job, or even you, walking away from a goal because it felt too hard. That's the myth at work, whispering that your mind can't handle more. But here's the truth, your brain is a machine built for relentless output. It's not fragile, it's ferocious. The only thing holding it back is the story you've been fed. Drop a comment below. When's the last time you pushed past tired and proved yourself wrong? Share that moment when you broke through the fog and realized you had more in you. Your story could spark someone else to keep going. The real danger of this myth isn't just that it stops you, it's that it blinds you to what's possible. Geniuses aren't born with better brains, they're forged by refusing to negotiate with fatigue. Look at history. Einstein didn't stop when his head hurt. Serena Williams didn't rest when her body screamed. They leaned into discomfort, crossed the threshold, and found power on the other side. You can too. But there's a catch. Even if you see through the fatigue lie, you're still fighting a silent enemy, your environment. The world around you isn't neutral. It's rigged to amplify this myth and pull you back. To break free, you need to control the battlefield where your mind operates. Let's talk about how you've shattered the fatigue myth and tamed your environment. The cage is broken, the battlefield is clear, and your mind is primed. Now it's time to ignite it. This isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter, tapping into a state where your thoughts flow, your decisions snap into place, and your potential doesn't just peak out, it roars. Welcome to peak performance, the mental gear most people never shift into. But you're not most people, you're here to unlock it. Peak performance isn't magic, it's a deliberate state, backed by science, where focus, energy, and creativity align. Think of it like a river. When the banks are clear, your environment, the current runs fast and strong. Your mind, block it with debris, and it slows to a trickle. We have given you the tools to clear the banks. Now, let's make the river rage. Your brain has a secret weapon, the prefrontal cortex, the command center for focus, problem solving, and self-control. When you're scattered, it's half asleep. When you're in peak performance, it's wide awake, firing on all cylinders. Studies from the University of Illinois show that sustained focus boosts activity in this region, improving memory and decision-making. But here's the catch, it's greedy. It demands energy, oxygen, and calm to thrive. Stress, fatigue, or a wandering mind. Starve it, feed it right, and it'll carry you to heights you didn't know existed. What blocks the peak? Even with a clear space, internal traps can sabotage you. First, there's indecision. Overthinking paralyzes your prefrontal cortex, turning a sharp tool into a dull blade. Second, there's energy mismanagement. Burn out your reserves on trivial tasks, and you'll have nothing left for the big wins. Third, there's lack of intent. Without a clear target, your mind drifts, wasting its horsepower. These aren't external enemies like clutter, they're internal, and they're yours to conquer. Here's your blueprint to flip the switch. Set a razor-sharp goal. Vague intentions breed vague results. Before you start, define exactly what you want. Write it down. Finish this script beats work on something. A study from the Dominican University found that written goals increase success rates by 42%. Clarity is your ignition key. Prime your body. Your brain doesn't run on willpower alone. It's tethered to your physiology. Stand up. Take 10 deep breaths to flood your system with oxygen. A 2018 study in Neuroscience Letters shows this boosts cognitive performance by 15%. Move for 60 seconds. Shake out tension. You're not a statue, you're a machine. Oil it. Time box your effort. Peak performance isn't endless. It's intense and finite. Use the Pomodoro technique. 25 minutes of unrelenting focus, then a 5-minute break. Research from the University of California proves short, sharp bursts beat marathon slogs for productivity. Don't marathon the river, ride the rapids. Visualize the win. Before you dive in, see it done. Picture the script finished, the problem solved, the victory claimed. A 2016 study in brain research found that mental rehearsal activates the same neural pathways as real action. It's not woo-woo, it's wiring your brain to execute. Crush doubt fast. The second you hesitate, momentum dies. When doubt creeps in, ask what's the next step. Answer it, do it. Action slays overthinking. Your mind doesn't need perfection, it needs motion. Think of your mental state as a flame. Distractions and clutter smother it. Indecision starves it of air. But give it fuel, a goal, a rhythm, a spark, and it blazes. Peak performance is that blaze. You're not just thinking, you're incinerating obstacles, lighting up paths others can't see. Tend the flame, and it'll burn through anything. Let's get real. When was the last time you felt unstoppable, like your mind was a weapon, not a burden? What pulled you out of it? Drop it in the comments. Your story might spark someone else's breakthrough. And here's your challenge. Pick one step from this list. Goal setting, priming, time boxing, whatever, and try it today. Share what you'll do. Let's light this fire together. Master this, and you're not just clearing space or fighting fatigue. You're stepping into a new league. A controlled environment sets the stage, but peak performance steals the show. It's where ideas don't just form, they strike. Where work doesn't drag, it electrifies. You've built the runway, now take off. You've unmasked the lie of mental fatigue and forged an environment that sharpens your mind like a blade. But clarity and space are just the beginning. Now it's time to unleash your mind's ultimate weapon, flow. Flow is when your mind ignites, time vanishes, doubts dissolve, and you're a force of nature. It's not just focus, it's a state where your thoughts don't stumble, they strike. Your work doesn't drag, it electrifies. This is where ideas are born, problems are crushed, and legends are made. And you're about to learn how to summon it on command. Flow isn't a fluke or a gift for the lucky few. It's a neurological state, backed by science, where your brain operates at its peak. Research by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi shows that in flow, your prefrontal cortex, the hub of decision-making and focus, syncs with deeper neural networks, boosting performance by up to 500%. You're not just thinking, you're creating, solving, dominating. But flow doesn't happen by accident, it's engineered. You've cleared the external noise in part 2. Now you'll clear the internal chaos to unlock this power. Why flow matters? Flow isn't optional, it's where greatness lives. It's the difference between grinding through tasks and gliding through them, between good work and game-changing work. Athletes like Usain Bolt hit flow to break records. Writers like J.K. Rowling hit flow to craft worlds. You hit flow to become unstoppable. Without it, you're stuck in the slow lane, fighting friction inside your own head. With it, you're not just productive, you're a predator of progress. The barriers to flow: 3 internal enemies block flow. First, multitasking. Splitting your attention scatters your brain's resources, killing depth. Second, hesitation. Starting with easy tasks delays the plunge into deep work. Third, escape routes. A phone nearby, a tab open, a quick check option. These tempt your mind to flee. These aren't just distractions, they're handcuffs. Break them and flow opens its gates. How to enter flow? The method: here's your 5-step system to ignite flow. Choose one mission. Pick a single meaningful task. Not work on my project, but write the first 500 words of chapter 1. A 2017 study from Stanford shows single tasking boosts cognitive efficiency by 30%. Clarity is your anchor. Start with the hardest step. Don't ease in, attack the toughest part first. If you're writing, dive into the climax. If you're coding, tackle the buggiest section. This forces your brain to engage fully, fast. Csikszentmihalyi's research confirms high-challenge tasks trigger flow faster. Eliminate escape routes. Lock your phone in another room. Use a website blocker like Freedom or Cold Turkey. Open one tab, one document. A 2019 study in Nature found that removing digital temptations increases focus duration by 40%. Make flow the only path. Set a time boundary. Commit to 25 minutes of unrelenting focus, no breaks. Use a timer. The Pomodoro technique, backed by research from the University of Illinois, shows short bursts maximize engagement without burnout. Sprint, don't marathon. Prime with a ritual. Create a signal that screams, it's go time. Play a specific song, light a candle, or take 5 deep breaths. A 2020 study in Journal of Neuroscience shows rituals condition your brain for peak states. Make it automatic. Your mind in flow is a storm, focused, relentless, unstoppable. Distractions and hesitation are clouds that weaken it. Clear them, and you don't just think, you thunder. You don't just work, You reshape the world, engineer the conditions, and the storm will rise every time. Have you ever felt that rush where everything just clicks? That moment when hours vanish and you're in sync with your work? That's flow, and that's what you're chasing. Here's your challenge. Try this 5-step method tomorrow. Pick one task, start hard, block escapes, set a timer, prime to yourself. Then come back and comment. Did you hit flow? What shifted? Your experience could inspire someone else to break through. Flow is your mind's supercharge, but even lightning can't strike forever. To keep this intensity without burning out, you need a strategy to balance the blaze. Let's explore how to sustain this power without breaking. You've dismantled the myth of fatigue, built a fortress of focus, and learned to ignite flow like a switch. Your mind is now a weapon, capable of cutting through obstacles most can't even touch. But here's the hard truth. Even the sharpest blade dulls if you swing it without care. Push your mind into overdrive without a plan, and it doesn't bend, it breaks. Burnout isn't a myth, it's a predator, stalking those who think they're invincible. To dominate long-term, you need more than intensity. You need sustainability. This is how you burn bright without burning out. Burnout isn't just feeling tired, it's when your mind turns sluggish, your motivation evaporates, and your fire fades to ash. A 2021 study from the Journal of Occupational Health Psychology found that unchecked high performance leads to cognitive fog, emotional volatility, and even identity loss. You forget why you started. The danger isn't in pushing hard, it's in pushing blindly. Most people either avoid the edge entirely or sprint toward it until they collapse. You're different. You'll learn to dance on that edge, striking with force, then stepping back to sharpen your blade. Top performers don't grind endlessly. They strike, rest, then strike harder. The key is a deliberate cycle of intensity and recovery. Here's your 3-phase system to sustain peak performance. 90-minute power sprints. Work in focused bursts of 90 minutes, not endless marathons. A 2014 study from Florida State University shows 90-minute cycles align with your brain's ultradian rhythm, maximizing output without depletion. Pick your hardest task, set a timer, and dive in. No distractions, no pauses, then stop, even if you feel unstoppable. This preserves your reserves. Deliberate recovery rituals. Recovery isn't crashing on the couch, it's active rebuilding. Spend 15 to 20 minutes after each sprint on low-intensity rituals. Sit in silence to process thoughts. A 2019 Nature study found this boosts neural recovery. Walk slowly for 10 minutes. Light movement, per Journal of Neuroscience, restores cognitive clarity. Write one sentence reflecting on your progress. This anchors your purpose. These aren't breaks, they're reloads. Weekly reset blocks. Every 6, 9, and 8 weeks, take a 3-day reset. This isn't a vacation, it's strategic deceleration. Read deeply, not for speed, but for insight. Sketch ideas without pressure. Move your body lightly. Yoga, hiking, anything that reconnects mind and muscle. A 2020 Harvard Business Review study shows planned downtime increases long-term productivity by 25%. You're not retreating, you're rearming. Think of your mind as a forge. Intensity is the fire, hammering out breakthroughs. Recovery is the cooling, strengthening the steel. Too much fire, and the metal cracks. Too little, and it stays soft. Cycle them right, and you craft a blade that cuts forever. This isn't about surviving, it's about forging a mind that endures. Look at history's giants. Leonardo da Vinci worked in bursts, then wandered to sketch or think, letting his mind breathe. Serena Williams trains ferociously, but schedules recovery with precision, ensuring her edge stays lethal. Elon Musk pushes for weeks, then retreats to reset, emerging sharper. They don't burn out, they burn smarter. Their secret isn't endless hustle, it's knowing when to pause and how to rebuild. Has burnout ever hit you, or someone you know, because recovery got ignored? Maybe it was weeks of grinding until you felt hollow, or a friend who lost their spark chasing more. Reflect on it. That's the trap you're escaping. This system isn't just a hack, it's a lifestyle. Want more ways to stay sharp without crashing? Subscribe now and join the tribe building unbreakable minds. Hit that button and let's keep the momentum going. Why this matters: without this balance, your flow state from part 3 becomes a flare, bright but fleeting. With it, flow becomes a rhythm, a pulse you can sustain for years. You're not here to shine for a moment, you're here to dominate for a lifetime. This cycle is the final piece of mental mastery, turning your mind from a sprinting horse into a war machine that never falters. But mastery isn't just about you, it's about the impact you'll have, the lives you'll shift, the world you'll reshape. To carry that weight, your mind must be relentless yet resilient. Let's seal this transformation and choose who you'll become. You're not the same person who started this journey. You've unmasked the lies that chained your mind, tamed your space to sharpen your focus, tapped into flow to unleash your power, and learned to balance intensity with recovery to outlast the rest. You've seen the truth. Your mind isn't a fragile toy, it's a weapon, capable of carving paths others can't even dream of. But knowledge isn't enough. The world doesn't bend for those who know, it bends for those who act. Now it's on you. Will you stay ordinary or seize the mind you deserve? This isn't just about working smarter or pushing harder. It's about waking up. Waking up to a reality where excuses are chains you can break, where limits are lies you can shatter, where your potential isn't a whisper, it's a roar. Every step you've learned, debunking fatigue, building a fortress, igniting flow, cycling intensity, is a key to a door most never open. But doors don't open themselves. You have to turn the key. You have to move. Today, the choice is stark. Let this moment fade, buried under the noise of notifications, doubts, and tomorrow. Or make today the day you stop negotiating with weakness, the day you forge your mind into a weapon, cut through excuses, dominate your goals, your fears, your world. The ones who settle will wonder how you did it. You'll know you chose to become unstoppable. If this woke you up, hit like to mark this moment. Share it with someone who needs this fire. Subscribe to keep the blaze alive. This isn't the end, it's your beginning. Forge your mind, dominate.